Hi guys, good evening, me again, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the second to latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. What a fun delight that was. Oh my goodness, this whole episode had a big smile on my face, made me have a big smile on my face with how meta and funny and clever it was. Now, before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on Star Trek Strange New Worlds by episode 4 or episode 5, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. So, tonight's video, we will be just reviewing episode 4 of season 3, so if you're not caught up, time to stop watching and listening. But if you are caught up, please keep on watching and listening. So I enjoyed this episode a lot. It was nice to see another fun holodeck misadventure. Typically not my favorite Star Trek storylines they do. There have been a couple of episodes in Next Generation and Deep Space Nine that dealt with malfunctioning life or death situations with holodecks that would affect either the rest of the ship or the rest of the station, or people's lives who were involved in the holodeck game or scenario. So, normally not my favorite storyline in a Star Trek video or a Star Trek show, but I enjoyed this one a lot because it was so nice to see La'an fully enjoying herself in a character that she absolutely loves and relates to. And it was so great seeing her have such a good time, even changing her accent from like British to American there for the sake of the character, for the sake of the holodeck program. That was pretty cool too. And I thought it was really extra funny how it opened with it was obviously a ripoff or a carbon copy of an original series episode of Star Trek. The way the production design was, the costumes, the acting, the overacting, and then the opening credits being from Star Trek, the original series. And then the whole premise of this episode was a space adventure hour show called The Last Frontier, being canceled after only 2 or 3 seasons, much like the original Star Trek series. And of course, how the show's creator was a carbon copy of Gene Roddenberry and played very well by Anson Mount. It was so great seeing our usual cast playing other characters that weren't their Starfleet counterparts in this scenario, because everybody really went over the top and exaggerated, but in the best way possible that was most fitting to the styles of the characters they were supposed to be, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to lose anyone with my analysis of anything. That's just how I felt while watching it. And it was fun, it was funny, thoroughly enjoyable. I liked the costumes, liked the feel of old Hollywood. Again, I love the meta self-awareness of Star Trek, the original series, and what really happened back in those days behind the scenes with Roddenberry and the producers and the show getting canceled and all that jazz. I love that they acknowledged and recognized that in this show, and they used it as a part of the storyline of a holodeck malfunctioning. What I also liked about this episode is that it finally cemented some romantic feelings, as the tension between them had become quite palpable, especially with those dance lessons, that La'an and Spock seemingly grew closer to each other, and they both deserve it. You know, they both really do, because after what Chapel did to Spock, which was a super terrible thing to do to anybody, and then with La'an wanting to be with Kirk, but then Kirk being involved with his significant other who's pregnant, you know, she was unable to be with Kirk. So it's nice that they found each other. Now they are seemingly going to be with each other for the foreseeable future. Will they be a couple, or are they not going to like labels? I don't know. But I'm just glad that they got together at the end. I especially like how she figured out that Spock in the holodeck was also a holodeck creation that the computer created for her to, as another challenge to overcome. And she realized this after hugging him, because she realized this isn't Spock. This isn't how Spock hugs. So I liked that. That was a fun twist. But yeah, this whole episode was great. Funny, fun, very nostalgic, super meta. And I loved how they poked fun at themselves, at the franchise as a whole in the original series. Roddenberry's look was super spot on. Excuse me, TK Fellows, I believe they called him, or something like that. But this was a fun episode. I enjoyed it very much, and I hope you guys did too. So what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Star Trek Strange New Worlds drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have a wonderful rest of your night, guys. Thanks again for watching, and of course, until next time, live long and prosper.